Hello, welcome to my latest Affinity Photo tutorial. This is a Christmas special, but don't turn off if it's not Christmas when you're watching this, because the techniques I'm going to teach can apply throughout the years, and I will show you at the end how I convert the Christmas image into a holiday image that you can use for other things. So let's get started. Let's head straight over to Affinity, and I'm going to show you how to create the image that's on the screen now. Right, okay, so here we are in Affinity. I've got a folder open with the images that I'm going to use. I'm going to do this first of all with two Christmas images, and then show you a trick for swapping them out for something a little less Christmassy. So I'm going to use this image as my background image, and the easiest way to open it is to drag it onto the Affinity screen. And that opens. As you may recall from one of my previous tutorials, that's come in as a pixel layer, and I don't want it as a pixel layer, I want it as an image layer. Now I haven't found an easy way to convert, but here's the trick. Having dragged it in as a pixel layer, I can then unlock it and drag it onto the bin to delete it, go back to my folder and drag it in a second time, and then I need to just reposition it exactly where it was, the initial drag in, having set the canvas to the right size for it. To make it easier, I'm going to turn on snapping, and then it will snap to the corner when I get it up there. So that's my background layer. I now want, if I go to my folder, I want the other layer as my foreground layer, so I can drag that in, release, and you can see there now both image layers on there. So again, let's just drag this up to the top and resize so it covers the whole of the image below. Use the hand, recenter everything. So that's given me the two layers that I'm going to work with. The text I'm going to punch through, or be used to act as an overlay over everything, is going to be the words Happy Christmas. We need some text to punch through. We use the A option here, which is the artistic text, and just place somewhere on the screen in uppercase HAPPY. Now I've chosen a font called Anton, which is one of the Google fonts, because it's a big, thick, bold font. And then I can just resize that to how I want it on the screen, which is going to be something like that for the word happy, maybe just a fraction larger, and then create another word which will be Christmas. Position that underneath, and then just resize that, drag it down. So that's my two words that I want to punch through. Now to keep them together, I'm going to highlight both, shift click, and click on the folder, group the layers. And so that the only thing we see through there is the image below, I can right click in the group and say mask to below, and that gives me the words punched with the image on it. Now it needs a little bit extra on that. We need, I want to just put a stroke on there, an outline to it, and a drop shadow. I do that, expand the little drop down arrow there, and select the layer rather than the group. It will highlight both. And once I've done that, I can click Effects, and from Effects I want Outline. The radius is actually the thickness of the line, so I'm going to just bring that up to about 10 pixels, close enough. Color I want is white, so I will just drag that over to there, maybe just a fraction larger on that outline. Something I'm happy with. Yeah, I shall go with that. And I want the drop shadow, so come down to outer shadow, and checkbox on there. And with that, I'm just going to move this slightly out of the way so we can see what's going on. So look around the edges of the Y at the bottom of Christmas. I bring the radius right up, the offset up, and the intensity up, and the opacity up. And now we can see that on there. And once we've got it, I can just move the offset a little to make it a little bit larger, and the radius just a bit more on there. The intensity controls how much it's blurred, so we'll move that over. Offset how far out, that's perhaps a little too far. Bring the radius back and the opacity back. So that will stand out on there. So close on that. And that is Happy Christmas. However, a couple of things about this. Suppose perhaps I've changed my mind and I don't want to say Happy Christmas, I want to say Happy Holidays. This is text, I can edit it, can't I? Get the text tool. Actually, I can't, because a bug in Affinity Photo, which means once we've grouped these together and masked them, used it as a mask, we can't actually edit it. So there's nothing much we can do about it, except if we right click on the group and do release mask, we get the text back. We can expand the group again. I can highlight the word Christmas, and I can now change that to Holidays, and then obviously resize that to fit, and then back to the group. And if I then go mask to below again, that all goes back to how it was. So what we've created is editable. Now, here's the clever part. I said this isn't just for Christmas, and I chose the word holidays because, well, let's do this for a holiday scene. And because these are images rather than pixel layers, we can do something clever. If I click on the bottom one, I've got the replace image option. I just click on that, and I'm just going to put in the folder where my images are. I can choose the lovely sunset as my background, open, and that's replaced that layer. If I need to resize it, it looks like I do just very slightly on this one, on there. Now for the other one, again, it's an image rather than a pixel layer, so I can click on replace image, and this time I will click on the sunset and open, and you can see that is now through the image. So depending on when you're watching this, it's either Happy Holidays, have a great time on your vacation, or Happy Christmas and have a great time with your family. So thanks for watching, and until the next time, please keep making great photos. The next installment should be up on the screen here when it's available, along with a playlist of all the Affinity tutorials. And until next time, Happy Christmas and bye for now.